What makes me think that I can build the windmill was that once I saw the picture, I said to myself that if this picture is in this book, it means that somewhere someone built this thing. This windmill, it didn't fall from the sky. It means that actual person built it. I can also build it. Even though the time I was doing this, collecting all of materials, a lot of people were laughing at me, thinking that I'm going crazy. Sometimes including my mom, for that I'm smoking marijuana too much. But because of that idea that I had in my mind that someone built it, I can also do it. That's why I decided to do it. Yeah.
Okay. So you get all these pieces. I mean, you know, the scrapyard is across the road from the secondary school where William had to drop out. So there were still some kids there. And they would see William, you know, dragging these rusted pieces of metal out and, you know, talking to yourself. I think you, oh wow. Singing to yourself. And they would scream out and say, oh, there's Kamkwamba playing in the garbage again.
Yes, just turn off his marijuana cigarette.
Yeah, that's true. And even his mom was worried. She would say to his dad, I'm afraid this boy's never going to find a wife the way he drags garbage home. He fills his room up with it. And your room, it began to look like a scrapyard itself. And so months passed, 3 or 4 months, and you're collecting all your materials, and you have them lined up, you know, very, very meticulously against the wall. Your tractor fan for your rotor, the shock absorber, all your bearings that you busted off these things with pieces of metal, but you're missing the final piece, the most important piece, which was your generator, your bicycle dynamo. And so he would see these dynamos, they would pass them all the time, and it was like torture. He would see them and you would think, God, you know, why don't they just give that to me and I could really show them how to use it. You know, but you didn't have any money, and you know, you weren't going to ask your dad for money for a dynamo. Where could you buy a dynamo? So this time passes, and he's walking with Gilbert one day, and they're walking down the street from the trading center near his house, and Gilbert says, you know, William, how's the windmill going? And William says, oh, not so good. You know, I've got all my pieces, I got everything, but I'm still missing my generator, and I fear that I'll never make it because where am I going to find this, and where am I going to get one? And just then, someone pushes their bike past them, and lo and behold, there's this shiny bottle-looking thing on the wheel, and it's the dynamo. But to William, it's torture again, and he's, you know, doesn't want to look at it. But Gilbert, he rushes forth, and he stops the guy. And Gilbert's dad was Chief Wimbe, was the chief of all the area, and had a little cash, pocket money on him. Pulls out 200 kwacha notes, which is about $1.50. And he hands it to the guy, and he says, how much I'm going to pay for this windmill? I'm going to buy this windmill from you. And it was a famine, and so nobody in their right mind was going to refuse money at that time. And so the guy, you know, agreed. And there was a time, you know, that one of my favorite parts of this story, that, you know, they unscrew the dynamo, and they hand it to you, and you're holding it in your hand, and you feel the weight of it in your hand. It's your last piece, and you have all your stuff at home. How did that feel? And what did you do right then?
So when I received the dynamo, I was very happy because I noticed that once I found it, I'll be able to finish my project. I was afraid that if I'm not going to find the dynamo, I'll fail on my project, and people are saying that I'm going crazy. They will really prove me that I'm really crazy. So once I received it, I start running towards my house so that I can connect the windmill on the dynamo on my windmill. When I was doing all this thing, a lot of people see me going, and then when I was climbing up the tower, people see me, and then they start gathering around to see what exactly I was doing. Some of them, they're saying, let's go and see how really clear this boy is. So once I touched my dynamo on the windmill, and then I released the blades of the blades of the windmill so that they can start spinning. Slowly by slowly they started spinning, and then when they started spinning, I connected some wires to the dynamo straight to the light bulbs, and then light bulb starting. The light came on from the bulb through because of the windmill, and a lot of people start cheering. Yeah, now he said that now he has really made it, and the kids were just pushing each other to see how exactly it was working. For me, I was very happy at that time to see it working. So when I had the light bulb, I can read now at night.